Ziggity zig, back with more Tales from the Ladders. This is a crazy game, or this is just at least a game sent in to us by Bomdagor, which is a 3v3 entitled Nuke Power, I believe. So Bomdagor came into this game on his team where he was a Terran and his two teammates were random. So we have Kawaii as the Zerg and Crocodrillo as the Protoss up here. Now the other team were set, so they were a Terran by Nutkick. Of course, I need to now say that. Big Boy is the Protoss, and Razangan, anyway, so pro team and low team. I'm thinking Ling Hell, says Kawaii. Of course, with the random, that is often what does occur. So let's have a look at the units and just see what we got kind of moving out towards the board, because we don't really have all that much to think about for the next little while. So instead, let's talk about the fact that I tried recasting the game from last week, week before. When was the last time I cast a StarCraft game? Anyway, and the name started seeming familiar to me until I realized that I was actually recasting the exact same game between Psychonian and Mega Scooter. How many minutes in? I don't want to say how many minutes I was in before I actually noticed that and stopped the recording. But somehow I managed to find new funny things about the whole thing. I think I had something going on about how overlords are able to dance better because they have more legs. There was a few jokes that were already in there, but unfortunately it was a game that we've already looked at before. Now there is the first scout going out by, who was the red player? The red player was not Kawaii, it was, Crocodrillo. If you can win with it, I'll do my best. Bomdagor is going to, what did we say there? We can, never seen that word, nuke rush. So he's going to try for a nuke rush. Well, that's kind of interesting. So we'll try to pay a little bit of attention to Bomdagor, our hero right here, but at the same time, we'll see what the rest of our players are up to. And Nutkick is actually... wait. So Crocodrillo is trying to get a couple of hits in here, but Nutkick is going to try to scare away Crocodrillo. Meanwhile, Nutkick has got his SCV is going to come wandering across here. He's afraid of oracles, but when you're up against... Yeah, I think we've got it was two Protoss and a Zerg. That's true. We got definitely double gas on the way for both the Protoss, so yes, that is a fear. So it's the kind of thing where you want to be aware of what's going on and good. So the Crocodrillo scout is managing to look at and find double gas on the way for... This was Big Boys at the back here, and then who is this guy? There's a Renekton or something like that? Razangan. Man, I'm never going to get any of these names right, but that's okay, because we don't really need to. Does see that, and well, actually now Crocodrillo is going to try to stay in here, but he's being chased around by this probe at the same time, so he's not even going to be able to put down any kind of sneaky probe. He's just trying to stay out of there. In fact, it would be really awesome if Big Boys went over here to search for one, because, air most likely, they're saying. Yeah, because he does have a lot of gas. They don't know about the gas over on this side, and they only have the one gas. Not kicking the Terran base just over there, but they are definitely dropping things off. There's the factory. They are going to go air, so they are going to try to wall themselves off. Meanwhile, back here in Bomdagor's base, he's got the Ghost Academy, which is trying to come in a slightly sneaky area. The Zerg, however, has gone... we don't quite have... I mean, we've got the second base, but there's no spawning pool yet on the way, so we went base first. No. There's the income. Now, what do I want for resources? Resources is what I want. There we are. So that's kind of a bunch of numbers up there again. Let's just get rid of that entirely, because I'm just getting me kind of distracted. So here is Nutkick, where he is scanned outward. Crocodrillo is being chased out of here by Big Boys, Crocodrillo is just trying to get a good idea as to what is going on. And so far, Crocodrillo has been able to determine that both Protoss are going on two bases, but the Terran wasn't able to get into this base whatsoever. Now, the Stargate is obviously going to... what? Starport? Oh, that was wrong. I didn't call it a starport. Pinging over here, and he sees, yes, there we are. So this is going to be, well, I mean, 2 gateway, no cyber core, lots of gas. What is the story here? DT for, I don't know about that. I mean, this one is obviously, yeah, so the Forge, I don't quite get. This is going to be mostly a gateway build over here. DT's with a Forge, though. I don't, purple 4-gate, they got that, but the thing is here, is, yeah, so photon cannon, so really, it's just paranoia up here in the bad camp. Nutkick is trying to work on a couple things, getting the command center out, and just, they are all defending ground, so they're not going to be ready for any kind of air. There's 3, oh dear, Razangan has noticed the 3 Ghost Academies now. There's the Oracle, so Razangan did get that out. I wasn't looking all that well. So there's the queen. Everyone's going to move their units in just a little bit closer to the hand. I'm not quite sure why Ranzigan didn't stop and wait for anything, but I guess this is just mostly a scout. Does not see anything over at this base. There is a bunch of Zerglings that are going to move their way across, and now there's the Oracle happening right there, and Crocodrillo has found Ranzigan's starport. The Oracles are out, and the Oracles are really not doing all that much. It's just sort of sitting there, and nothing is happening. But they've decided to send in Kawai's, or sending in his Zerglings up here to Big Boy's base up in the top, and that is going to be basically Zerglings versus Zealots. But Zerglings versus Zealots, I'm kind of expecting them. I mean, they are Speedlings right now, but I don't think the Zerglings are going to do all that well. They are going to do a whole bunch of damage, and if they can manage to carry down and hit some of these probes, then that's going to do it. Meanwhile, Cocodrillo, there's the problem. Cocodrillo's moving his way down here, and Nutkick's trying to reinforce this, but I think it's going to be enough. They are going to be able to repel this attack as well. Here come the Zerglings. They did make it out of Big Boy's base, and they're coming up here to assist with Cocodrillo on his way in here, and these guys, there's an amazing amount of resources, but it does not tell me what has been lost. Units lost? There we go. So a large number for Renegan? No, Kawai, right. And looks like Renegan, I believe, Renangan, but he does have the Stargates out right now, and they are doing quite a bit of damage here. And Nutgeek is in there with the Marines at the same time, and I'm just getting thoroughly confused by everything. But what is happening back home is that Cocodrillo is actually taking another base. The Ghost Academies are still done, and they're building nukes. So it doesn't seem like the opposing team has done anything about that. They just appear to continue on. Cocodrillo was actually able to get away from that. I'm kind of impressed and surprised. But here are some tanks at the bottom of the ramp, and these, well, surprisingly, these Zerglings are going to take care of that, and then they're not going to bother with any of the Marines. Here come all Marines and a bunch of Zealots at the same time. There are only 3 of these units here right now for Cocodrillo, but Cocodrillo does not have... Well, actually, no, he's trying to reinforce back at his main base at the same time. Zerg player here, Kawai, is not really producing a huge amount of units, but just was able to get a lot of Zerglings out at the same time. And now Cocodrillo is going to try to get these Zealots out here, but they're going to have to run past... Oh no, these are Bomdagor's ghosts are moving in over here. There's nothing to scan these. The Oracle might be able to do it. It doesn't look like Rezengan is... There it is. 3 nukes at once. Bomdagor's over here with the Marine, and now he's getting Marined out. And Nutkick is running straight across it. That's not gone well. Here come 3 nukes. This is probably going to take care of the Nexus. Boom! Kablam! Bloomo! Yes, it certainly does. But, no, okay, that's not Nutkick. Second base is over here, and meanwhile, Big Boys is on 2 bases as well. They're just trying to run these Zerglings in here, so the Speedlings are actually doing quite a fair number of distractionary tactics, which is probably really what is going on right now with Kawai, where he's mostly on. He's got a little bit of defense of the Spore Crawlers up there, which is an excellent idea, but meantime, he's actually moved into Banelings, which is a really good idea up against these Zerglings, because having nothing else to attack, but just getting, yeah. Ground versus ground, Zerglings versus Zealots are not going to do all that well, but Banelings versus Zealots aren't going to do much better. And now the Ghost, one of the Ghosts gets taken out, but I believe that Bomdagor still has two of his Ghosts still on, unless they have all been lost. Meantime, the opponents are starting to move up their defenses, or just sort of advance the front line. There's a lot going on in Nutkick's base right now, where he's just going full on bio mode, just trying to get his second base up and running. There's a lot of units up here right now for Big Boys, but they are merely just, yeah, the basics of gateway units, and even just, I mean, it seriously is just ground. There's nothing else. Oh, they're lolling again. There's Kawai. Kawai's going to take a base over there. And what am I missing out on? Oh, I don't know what I missed. It seemed to be a really good time, though. So, meantime, back at home, we got 2 bases on the way. It's got a macro hatch in there for Kawhi. 2 macro hatches, in fact. They got the Infestor Pits. They're just trying to get up to Hive technology, and then after that, Bomdagor is still working on the Rezangan. We lost big time. This is Rezangan. Oh, that's from the other side of things. Well, Rosangan has absolutely nothing left. Rosangan only has 53... actually, what does Rosangan have at the moment? Nothing. No harvesters, no income, resources, 5. Rosangan has $5. Needs to get rid of this gas, send it over to someone, possibly over to Nutkick, and that would do maybe a little bit more good, perhaps, probably a little tiny bit. But meantime, how many nukes do we have in store? 1? No nuke in the Ghost Academy. No nuke in the Ghost Academy. This pylon by Cockadrillo here, I kind of wish you would make a little bit more use of, and then just kind of throw these guys off, because they would be forced to look at it on their map. Whereas, as you can see, they're not really forced to. Actually, they're already forced to look at it on their map, so they do know that it's there. Bomdagor's units are running past Nutkick's units, and there goes. So Bomdagor just basically said, "Here come 3 ghosts right past your guy watching the Zelnaga Tower." Runs in right past them, and now he's got. Oh, I don't think he can. I didn't know he could do that even after the scan hits. How long does the scan hit? Because the scan can only go up for that long, and then finally, as a result of it, here come 3, and this one, the CC is obviously going to be destroyed again. Why? There's another one. I think they're pinging over to that side, but that worked out really well because the planetary fortress was up just in time, so that Nutkick was able to move from one base to one base. He's actually now on 3 bases. There's a lot of ground units over here in the middle. Still nothing really other than the orbital commands that can see what's going on. There's 3 of the ghosts retreat up in that direction. There's a bunch of stalkers over in behind here for Cockadrillo, and as far as the Zerg player is concerned, it's, yeah, we're full on ground. So everyone's on the ground, feet on the ground, boots on the ground. Bomdagor is still just kind of making, yeah, it's going to be a rush for nukes still remaining here. Was that, could have been an Oracle, I wasn't quite fast enough to catch it. But meantime, the income of all of them is actually really, really impressive. They're all doing quite well on macro and keeping atop that situation. But here comes, and Nutkick is still managing to make some more units, but at the same time here are... Wow, okay, so Big Boys has decided to finally go into the realm of air, saving up all dat gas for dat air, because he's gone... Whoa, there we go, it's because he's got 10... probes in this particular gas, and only 2 over in this one. How's the expansion going? Do you have any dudes in gas? Yes, you do. You have 4 over there and 1 over there. Well, Big Boys. Oh, Big Boys. Big Boys has got his Big Boys pants on, and he is getting ready for the Void Rays. So now the real issue is that Bomdagor is in here again with the nukes. 3 nukes in one, going to take out yet another one of these command centers, and that's going to really hurt. There are no units being taken care of. That's I just love watching the nukes. How high up can we go? Kaboom! Yup. But Nutkick has no choice but to move out. He's just sick of dealing with these nukes. He's going to move out with a fairly sizable army. That did take out a couple of supply depots, but now he's going to try to... He's probably rebuilding the supply depots as we speak, but all of the units, the cloaked units are moving up to the top left of the map, and yet Nutkick's army is moving across the map. There's nothing left right now. Who's this? It was Rosangan. Good. It was the one name that I couldn't quite remember. But it looks like Cockadrillo is ready to come down, but he's going to get very... Oh, he's getting very bottlenecked by his own buildings. It's not very cool at all, because Nutkick was just ready there, but here come the Banelings in behind there. The tanks were very well set up to go up against these stalkers, but the problem was he didn't have any defense from behind, and all of Nutkick's army is now going to get destroyed for the most part by the remainder of these stalkers, which are going to do a number on these units because the Banelings... Oh, that was excellent timing right there by Kawhi, who managed to get in there with the Banelings just at the right time, just as Nutkick was about to come up into this base and just do a huge amount of damage. And there is the stim moving in and actually out. Now the stalkers are in a whole lot of trouble. But there's going to be a nuke coming down here, and I'm not sure if Nutkick fully sees it, but he's going to move upwards, and he's going to probably be... some of these guys are going to be out of the way. These guys are definitely going to be out of the way, but I'm not so sure about these guys over here. This may... Anything circled. Oh, no, wait. What circled? Just a medevac, so that was kind of a bad luck there for Bomdagor. Bomdagor to help, he says. Well... You could ask for help, so how about Ultralisks and Ghosts? Ghosts are going to come in over here. The Ghosts are probably going to have to take out... Yep, there goes the Oracle. The nuke. The nuke. Kawaii was helping with the nuke, and here it comes. So Nutcake has actually lifted off his troops. He's trying to get out of here, and has actually brought in a number more of these. We're going up against... I mean, yeah, okay, so what you did there is you sniped a pylon. Or a photon cannon. Why don't you snipe the robotics bay? Because you're going to be going up against, once everything gets done up, yeah, you need to focus down this, because, oh, you're not going to kill it. You're not going to kill it. You're going to get Ultralisked. Getting Ultralisked, and so that is going to maintain its power, and it's still going to be researching the extended thermal lance. Rasengan's finally given up and quit, and Nutcake has gone back to his base to just see if he can get a few more units up, and the army... not units. Do I get units? Units doesn't really help me. Army size, A, active forces, M, no. What is the, darn, what is it? I think it might just be active forces. That seems okay. Anyway, we got a number of these to think about at the time. Here are a few units. Crocodrillo has decided to come in here and start taking over Zengen's army, and maybe that, yeah, when he first saw these stalkers, he probably realized that, yes, it is time to get out of here. Nutkick cleverly deciding, hey, if he wants to clear that out so I can get in and take a fourth base, then sure, power to him. But meantime, there's going to be... Oh, Kawaii's going to run in here with a bunch of Zerglings, and I think, what are the damage on the Zerglings? They are 1-1, and that's really not going to be enough, but the Ultralisk in behind the Zerglings is going to be enough, and the Banelings... Baneling Ultralisk is something that I haven't seen in quite some time. There's a lot of Ultralisk here from Kawhi because he's on 3 base at the moment, and meantime, yeah, Crocodrillo is still on his way up here. Here come a number of units, and they are just going to get eaten alive by these Ultralisks. There's a nuke coming down right in the middle of it. I'm not quite sure what that is meant to accomplish, because by the time that it gets past the nuke... Oh, and the Ultralisks do see the nuke and decide to get out of there all at the exact same time, but no, I do believe that it's possible that the Ghosts got kicked off, or that the Ghosts just decided, you know what, why don't we just let all these Ultralisks do what they do best, which is chew everything. Nutkick is still in here with the Medivacs, and the Medivacs are not really healing anybody unless they're trying to heal their beam straight through the Zerg stomachs of the Ultralisks and kind of heal them from within, which case that would be just sort of adding insult to injury. Like, here, you're in an Ultralisk stomach, I'll try and keep you alive for a few more seconds, but in the meantime, I wonder the sound is a little bit louder. We're hearing all sorts of explosions. It's going to be Void Rays. Void Rays and Big Boy's Void Rays are now charging up, and he's going to be trying to do a whole lot of air damage up against all of these Ultralisks, which they really have nothing that they can do about this. I mean, the best that we can do is, I'm not sure if Bomdagor's nukes are going to be able to do anything about Void Rays, but really, this base is certainly gone. So Nutcake is pretty much out of the game, I would say. We're into the EPM, and yep, it does look like Crocodrillo does have the APM advantage, but I'm not sure who's got the EPM advantage. Yep, it's still Nutcake, and in fact, Resington had the highest APM there. Now, we're looking over at units once again, or resources just in general. The resources are going to tell us a number of... Oh dear, we did miss that. Well, that's a shame. So, Bomdagor did manage to get in here to Big Boy's base, and I don't know if that's going to take out... That might take out the end of that one. No, I think this would be the next spot that you want to get the remainder of your nukes coming in over here, and Crocodrillo did manage to get out with the extended thermal lance. The Colossus started moving in here and going up against Nutkick, Nutboy, what am I saying? It was pretty much just a matter of time going up against Bio here, so they really do have this game full on in hand, and there's a few more bases coming up by Kawhi. There's just really not much left of base, but these Void Rays could do a little bit of damage. However, yeah, going up against Colossus, I don't think that these Stalkers are going to be much use up against this. Our 3 heroes are going to need to think of a way to go up against these Void Rays, and I would say either you just mass Vikings or go YOLO battle cruisers. There's a number of different things you could do here, or possibly just Mutalisk. I don't think... No, Zerglings is not the way to go here. Infestors could be kind of funny, however. And there go the Void Rays, and they're moving their way back. But what is happening here is... Oh, and this Ghost is not... cloaked. Come on. That didn't go well. So now, I'm not sure how many he's got left, but we have Crocodrillo. Has a couple of Stalkers, and now the only thing that is going to happen here is we're going to see Kawhi move in here with a bunch of Zerglings, which are going to take out a couple of Thors, which is actually, that's a nice hit. That's a nice cap right there, but he did use an awful lot of resources to make all of those. There are an awful lot of resources that are moving in across the map. Here on the very, very slow Infestors are slowly getting there. It's going to be Speedlings coming straight in here, and with the Ultralisks, but the problem is that Void Rays versus Zerglings, Speedlings especially, is that the Speedlings are going to be able to do a lot of damage before you can actually do anything about the Speedling. They do need to focus down at this Ultralisk, and they are going to slowly pick off the remainder of these. So how many do we have here? We've got 8 and 8 is 16 minus 2 is 14 of the Void Rays, but that's an awful lot of Stalkers now. We're losing 1. Okay, let's just watch these fall down. And there is the Plague Goo! Plague Goo! Let's get some Infested Marines down anywhere on the floor. There's a couple. And these Void Rays, we have lost now 2, 3, 4, not too many, but just a small amount. There's another nuke happening on the big boy's main nexus just there, and the Plague Goo is still hitting these guys, but now they are running away, so now Bomdagor is going to want to possibly cancel this nuclear bomb, I think, maybe a little bit. No, choosing not to. But that's just going to blow some stuff up in general. But there are a number more Void Rays left, and I think they're still, still constructing Void Rays. There's a few... why they're not set to rally on anyone, I'm not entirely sure. Here comes 5 more of these, and blink in with the Stalkers just to polish off the remainder of these Void Rays. There's only 3 left over here, and that's just not going to be enough. There's no army left for Nutkick, who had one of the better chances of doing anything about that, but I think Nutkick ran into both a whole lot of Ultralisks and Speedlings, which really did a number on his army, and then Big Boys had a really good shot at the Void Rays, but Bomdagor was in behind that with nuking the base and the economy, and so therefore the production could not continue, and that was pretty much the end of the game. A really good use. Wait, what? Oh dear. A really good use of keeping all of your resources together and working together as a team, getting all the correct, or not the correct, but pretty synergistic units. Wow. That was a good ending. Leave me a comment down below, send me an email, ziggityzig@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ziggityzig. If you got a funny, interesting, Python-esque or mythical replay, you can send it to me, ziggityzig@gmail.com, and I will cast over here on Tales from the Ladder. I had to say it right. You can follow me on Twitter at ziggityzig. Stay tuned.